Good morning. It's morning for me. And what better way to start my morning than to torture myself with learning a new software? We're going to continue today. Hi, welcome back. My name's Matt, Cryptic if you prefer, and I run Cryptic Visionary on various social media platforms. If you're new to this series, there is a first video where I start my journey in learning how to model in Blender. I want to preface this. I'm not switching. I had a lot of questions about me switching Blender. I'm not switching to Blender. I don't have an interest currently in switching to Blender. I still very much enjoy Maya, but I did want to do a kind of fresh perspective view of what it's like to actually be experienced in one application and then open another one and try to learn inside that. So that is what we're doing. So we're back with Blender. I need to open up my reference here. So this is the box we did in the last video, and you can watch that cluster of a video on my YouTube channel. Let's see, open, which you're here right now, so you know that thing. So like and follow if you haven't done that yet. It's important. Blender box. Okay, so this is what we're working on. This is our military box. So there's a couple of different things we got to do to this today. So we got to do a little bit of additional work on the box itself, but what we're going to focus on mainly is this lid, and then potentially the inserts as well as the just kind of like some basic stuff. I don't know if we're necessarily going to get into the handles and the locks in this video, but it just depends on how long this runs and how long this actually takes me. But let's go ahead and go. So I know for a fact, and you know, I want to thank my community because they've been kind of great in showing me different ways on how to do the stuff that I wasn't doing before necessarily. I think I'm still in Blender mode, am I? I am. Yeah, okay. No. I'm using the industry standard stuff. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this the same way that I would in Maya, which, you know, would be to take existing material and use it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to disable this guy. Yeah, we don't want that on. And I really want wireframe, so let's take a look at wireframe. Is that X-ray? What just happened? Uh-oh. Oh god, we're off to a good start so far. Oh no. Well, I mean, thankfully I didn't do anything, so that's great. Gotta love 3D software. I'm not even gonna blame Blender for that because Maya would do the same thing. Alright, let's try this again. Off to a great start. Okay. Is there no native way to show wireframes? Hold on. Show wireframe Blender. We're back to my Googling antics because, you know, why not? Oh, okay. Ah, perfect. Okay, so there's wireframe. That's good. That's what I wanted. Okay, so you're probably asking, why would I do that? Why on earth would I go that route? So the reason being is because I want to actually just kind of duplicate this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my face selection mode. This is going to take me a second to get back into the loop of actually working with this. And I forget. I'm already forgetting. Oh yeah, edit mode. Okay, so we want faces. Nope. Is there a way to select an entire loop, or is that just too much to ask? I believe it's too much to ask. Oh man. Okay. Nope. God. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Oh, how do you switch the? I guess you can't. Okay. So here's a fun thing. Here's a fun thing. How do I view all 4 viewports? And is that even a thing? Are you allowed to do that in Blender? I'm learning I'm learning that Blender is very much like Linux when it comes to things being a little bit overcomplicated for no reason. Functional, but just overcomplicated. Because like in Maya, I can just hit space and it'll just show me what I want. That's funky. Oh, there it is. Okay, toggle quad view. Okay, that's better. That's a little bit. How do I do that without having to? Can I not do that with like a hotkey? There's no hotkey. Oh man, that's rough. Okay, that's fine. It's not, but it'll do. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're in face mode. We're gonna just select the bottom of this thing and hope to God that that grabbed everything I need. It didn't. Blender. I still have not found a solution to that, which sucks. Okay, so quad view's not even gonna help me at this point. All right, so that's cool. Oh, Control Shift. Wait a minute, I just learned something. Hey, okay, that potentially solves my issue. Okay, kind of. Like, it's still kind of dumb, but I can make it work. So that's a lot like Rhizome. Okay, so it does, yeah, it does the same thing that Rhizome does. Okay, that's a better solution. Right now, this is a struggle because I can't just drag select, and I don't understand why. But, you know, Blender be Blender. I guess it's a feature from what people in my Discord were talking about, which I don't know how I feel about that being a feature. Can you paint quads in Blender? Can you paint select? Let's see. We're learning more tools here. Blender, paint, select. Paint selection. Paint selection tool in Blender. Using specific tools and modes, select. Press C, you will see the circle, and you can adjust the size influence with the mouse wheel. Okay, so that's... No. God. What'd I do? What did I do? By pressing right mouse button or escape key. Oh, that's not what I want. I mean, I guess this works. I don't like it. I don't know. If you guys have better options for selecting things, please, for the love of God, let me know. Because this is... it's just a little archaic, is all. There's some quality of life stuff that I'm really missing out on. I still don't know what that does, but now it won't go away, so that's, I love that for me. Okay, so that's cool. I got my selected portion. So now the important thing is to be able to duplicate that. So Blender, let's see, Blender, let's see, mesh, duplicate, Control D. Oh, it's Control D. Oh, I gotta get used to. I know I've probably kind of screwed myself with the whole industry standard thing, but it makes so much more sense for navigation for me. Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I was hoping that was going to be... Hold on. Oh, God. Why does it do that? Okay. I don't know why it did that, but whatever. No, I don't like that at all. Okay, that's about right, I think. Uh-huh. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna scale that flat. Oh, right. Yeah, Blender. God damn it. All right, hold on. Let's see. Toggle quad view. Do I need to separate this? Separate the selection. I did. Okay. Why is it red? Sweet. Why can't I select anything? Cube. Uh-oh. Oh, it's the simplest stuff, man. Why is it like this? Often means it's unselected, duplicate, or linked object, indicating by a red outline color. To change its color, make it blah, blah, blah. Object relations, make single user, object and data material in object menu. Why? Why is it like this? Unlink? Oh, that didn't work. Oh my God. No. Where'd you go? What? Why did that happen? That took almost 18 minutes to accomplish because of the way this works. But it's okay, we're learning. Okay, so we're gonna go to mesh, duplicate. Oh, God, I hate that so much. Why? What? Y-axis. Only move up. Okay. Okay. Control D. We're gonna do it in the Z axis. Okay. All right. That's okay. I don't want to call that intuitive because it's kind of not. So the bigger issue I have now is I can't freaking select everything. Sure, I hope I have everything selected. The bigger issue I have now is my gizmos are gone, which is not good. Why are they not there? I can really appreciate Reddit threads sometimes, but other times it's like, thank you for telling me where the object menu is, because like I don't know where that is. Where is that supposed to be? Select hierarchy, mark as an asset, library, blah 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 blah. Shit. Separate selection. Look at that. There was stuff that wasn't selected. And it's duplicated now. What?
6.5 hours later.
It's frustrating that it does because it's not a workflow I'm used to. So I'm not gonna dog on the application for it being a workflow that I'm not used to. But what I am gonna dog on it is the lack of like usable simplistic options. I think a lot of this stuff should be a little bit more intuitive, and it's just not. Like I said, it's like Linux. It's very much the same sort of like overly complicated. Like it works, it just takes a while to get to it to work. So like, you know, I don't wanna shit on it too hard, but at the same time, man, it's just some of this stuff is just overcomplicated. And the reality is that's the wrong fucking piece. Now that I've kind of figured out that workflow though, I think I can make this work now. See, for stuff like this, it makes good sense because like it's not auto wrapping the thing. Like I can give it credit for that. I like that it does this. The selection tool for this is pretty nice because it's ignoring all of these internal faces and it's not trying to do what Maya would do, which would be wrap around. But that's just one of many things. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go duplicate. We're going to go in the Z direction to move it up. Click it. Good. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. Mesh. Separate. Separate selection. Okay, so if I go back to my object mode now, I should have this secondary object, which I do. Okay, beautiful. Now, how do I use quad fill? I'm gonna select the edge loops. Okay. We're gonna go to modes. We're going to go edit. We're gonna go to face. We're gonna go grid fill. Okay. Okay. That feels good. That feels good. Select all by trait. Faces. Sure, that works. That's fine. Okay. I'm not gonna... That's fine. That's good. So let's move this down a tad bit. Just above the thingy-do. And then we're going to go and extrude that. Okay. I'm gonna do that again. That's the... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Not trying to... Okay. Uh-huh. Yep, that's... Alright. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty good. My reference isn't even up right now, so... Yeah, alright. Cool. So we're back to being able to model, hopefully. I'm realizing that I don't really necessarily like the way it handled that kind of thingy-do. So, let's do a little bit of manual work here. Just gonna slide that over a bit. And then this is kind of where, let's see. This is where I would like this to kind of start blending across instead. So what I can do is I can go face. Like most of this stuff, this is pretty normal, right? You know, select a couple faces, delete them, we'll rebridge them. Easy peasy. Nope, nope. Delete the faces. Okay, yeah, easy peasy. Edge, bridge edges. What? Okay, that was weird. Wonder why I did that. All right, sweet. That's cool. Whatever. So this is nice because now I get to remove a bunch of geo that's not necessary. Hopefully. Right, yeah. Yeah, because I can take that. I can go to edge, bridge edge loop. So cool. So it doesn't make sense then to have a bunch of stuff running through here. What I do need is the loop cut knife tool. Sure. Okay. So that's going to create that one cut for us. Uh-huh. Okay. Cool. This traditional stuff's not bad. Like, I don't mind this. I can select you, I can select you, I can select you, and you. And I'm gonna delete edges. Shit. That's right, dissolve edges. Okay, so the question then becomes, can I target weld? It's an add-on. It's an add-on. Of course it's an add-on. Why wouldn't it be native? Blender, merge vertices. How do I do that? By distance, by last, by first, collapse, add cursor. Okay, that might work, I think. Okay. So it's in the mesh. That does not make any sense. At cursor, collapse. No, that's not what I want. Merge. At first. At last selected point. Okay, so that makes more sense. All right, cool. Does G? Okay, so G does do what it's supposed to do in Blender. At least what it does in Maya. So that's nice. Okay, so awesome. Yeah, look at that. We're blending. We're blenderin'. Okay. I'm gonna clean up this because it looks like ass, and I don't like it. Okay, so let's look at more stuff that we don't need. We don't need these extra verts. They don't really matter. We'll just delete the edge loops, dissolve the edges. That's fine. Okay. So that kind of handles that. Now this is kind of a weird, sort of non-standard. Yeah, it kind of like does weird stuff. So let's. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm so used to doing quit escape to end tools. All right, so now we can kind of work with this. Am I still in face mode? No. Okay, so this needs to kind of become just part of the body itself. There's like a transition to the lid. Yeah, so that should be that should help it like kind of transition into the lid itself. That handles that. So now we have to do this kind of top portion, which is a little bit funkier because the way this works is there's a divot up at the top, kind of a solid divot. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a loop cut right about here. And then we're gonna rebuild these faces. And you know what? Actually, before I do that, let me adjust everything here. We're gonna go to vertices, select all of those, and just kind of drag align this a little bit. I don't want to change the bottom of it because the bottom itself needs to stay the same. But we have that now. Okay, cool. So now I can do my loop cut. It is kind of a pain being used to other applications and trying to learn this, but I'm getting faster at it a little bit. I know I'm not like the Speedy Gonzalez of like Blender modeling, but I'm getting there, I think. Probably not. You guys probably think I'm terrible at this, but that's okay. That's the whole point of this video. All right. Bridge edge loops. Can you add? Yeah, you can add cuts. Okay. Yeah, they're just. Okay. Sweet. So the cool thing is now I can just take those edges, right? Scale them out. And I can merge to last selected. Okay, so I've got a little workflow going here, I think. Mesh, merge. Huh? I mean, that's fine. Where did at last go? I don't understand where that went. It's fine. Whatever. Okay. So that's pretty good. Just a funky little shape. All right, edge. We're gonna bridge. Maybe there. I don't know. There's probably hotkeys that I can be using, but I don't know them yet. And for me, it takes a while to start learning hotkeys because I'm just trying to like learn my way around the application itself. So I probably won't spend a massive amount of time learning hotkeys. At center, it's fine. G at center, okay. Yeah, all right, sweet. So same thing here, same sort of mishy-mashy stuff. We're gonna just select you, control, or no, just delete, dissolve edges, okay. Sweet, cool. It's coming back to me. I need to honestly not take so much time between these videos because I think that's also what's kind of screwing me. But life is busy, so sometimes I don't get the chance to do this. Okay, so that handles that portion. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use a knife cut on this one, so. Okay. The knife tool is actually pretty nice in Blender. I will give it credit. Credit where credit is due. Okay. Told myself I would do this in order to say, hey, look, I can do the thing. You know, I don't just shit on Blender. I can actually use it. Not well, but I can use it. Okay. So, cool. All right. So let's take a look at this now. So this needs to be kind of just inset at this point, so I can just take these faces. All right, so we'll extrude this in. So this section needs to go quite a bit out. Okay. So that should be kind of okay. It's probably going to be a little funky support-wise. I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's make this a little bit better. There's always room for improvement, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. We're gonna improve our geometry just a tad bit, because I don't want to deal with this. Okay. Cool. Beautiful. That's awesome. Let's do our loop tool, loop cut, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to just re-add that support in there. Okay. Sweet. And let's do some checking. Let's check with a subdivision modifier. So we're going to go to our modifier stack. And that collapsed entirely. So it's time to add a little bit of support with some bevels. Hi, that's awful. God. Okay. That's cool. How do I turn it into just, what I want to do is set it up so it just does the edges, like the loop cuts, not so much the actual bevel. I mean, I can keep the bevel technically. Yeah, actually, you know what? Hold on, I will. I'm just trying to think how I want to fully do this. Okay. So that should be better. Let's take a look at it now. Let me turn off my wireframe. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm in edit mode, huh? Yeah, that's why. Okay, cool. So there's the little divot thing. Pretty good. Might need a little bit of adjustment later, but not a huge deal. The only other issue that I'm having now is that this should be flowing into it. So let's go back into edit mode. Turn you off, because I don't want you on right now. Let's just do a little bit of creative troubleshooting here. Faces, go away. That's good. Right, do this one. No. This one, 2. Should take care of that, right? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And then that can go to there. Okay. So same thing over here. There, and go here. Okay. Bridge edge loops. Cool. All right. Gonna go edge. Bridge. Okay. You bridge to there, you bridge to there, and you bridge to there. Okay, so let's see how that looks with the subdivide on. That's a little bit better. It's just hanging over a little bit too much for my taste. So let's just do a little bit of pulling. And this shouldn't be that bad. It'll just kind of help that flow properly. Okay. Let's go out of there. Yeah. That's better. Okay. Let's go to the edit mode. First things first. Turn you off. I don't like the way the edge corner on this is being handled, so we're gonna fix that now. Just gonna round it a bit more. Okay, that should be better. Okay, so there's a lot of extra stuff going on here that I don't necessarily need right now. So for instance, this shit can go away, because we don't need it. Same for this. I'm just trying to find anything extra geo-wise that we don't need. Dissolve vertices, dissolve edges. Oh, hey, that last delete didn't do anything actually. Dissolve edges. Or maybe it did. Okay. So we're gonna relink a lot of this stuff. It's okay though. Some of this obviously we need to keep, others we don't. Okay, so what I want to try, and honestly, in order to do this, I'm gonna have to fix this anyway. So, and unfortunately, that be brutal. Just correcting the changes that I made, because they obviously have caused damage. It's been a second since I've saved, so it's time to save. Okay. Let's go back out of quad view. Hey, nothing's too jacked right now, so everything's kind of good for the most part. Okay. So to save myself some pain, because it's actually bothering me quite a bit, I'm going to add my edge loop here, just for bottom support. Nope. Okay, let's try that now. Should be better. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay. So I want to maintain all of that. Just leave that off for now. Okay, so this is kind of where I have to decide how I want to handle this, because there's 4 of these, right? And there's one right about here, and then there's one kind of in the middle here. So let's go ahead and build that one real quick, because I think that's how I'm gonna kind of gauge where I'm gonna put this. So that's pretty good. It's actually a little bit more over, so I can technically just kind of skew it. We're gonna extrude that, go up. Oh, okay. That's definitely not what I want. Okay. Sweet. And honestly, because that's gonna do that, always make sure you're deleting this stuff, because you don't want to leave this stuff behind, especially if you're mirroring it. Faces. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. I need to select the bottom edge though. Just scale it out. Needs to be a little bit thicker. Okay. Cool. Sweet. So that's good. The next one, again, kind of goes over here. So we're going to do the same sort of deal. Oh, it's space that turns that off. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't, but it does, I guess. So just expand that out a bit. Okay. Are those perfectly even? Probably not, but I don't really care, for being totally honest here. These can be kind of rounded, so I just want to see how bad the rounding's happening. Okay, so that's the first thing we're gonna fix. Don't need to do that there because that's gonna get beveled. Okay. Not bad, not bad. The next, alright, so I want to figure out the bevel thing. I really do. So let's do that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna dissolve the birds. The edges anyway. Shift click, shift click, shift click. Okay. So if I want to go and bevel this, right? I have to go here, bevel edges, 0.001, enter. So there's a nice little bevel. So what I want to do is turn that into, it's like I can add a segment. Oh, is that all you have to do is just add segments? Maybe that's what it is. I mean, it worked. It's probably not the right way, but whatever. Okay, so if I smooth that now, that's keeping all of that alive. That's beautiful. I'm just gonna add an extra support loop in here. Because I just don't want that merging out too far. Same thing here. Because these don't really necessarily matter all that much. They're just gonna be holding edges. Let's see. Yeah, so that's much better. Much more clean. Okay. And the top of this is pretty rad. I honestly hate the shape of this box because it's very, like, rounded and weird. Okay. Let's save this. Okay, mirror, turn on my... Oh, it's working. Okay. Minus the fact that it's just not merging stuff properly. So let's go here. That should be good. Uh-huh. Okay. Now, the question is can I duplicate these? Duplicate. Okay. We'll do it in the y-axis. Blender does not like that, but it's working properly. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Apply the mirror. Apply the mirror. That way that's done. I just want to see inside, make sure there's nothing weird happening. It looks good. Okay, cool. So I can turn my old one back on. And look at that. I did that blind, which was probably not smart, but there we go. I'm also realizing it's a little too tall. So I can select both of these. I can just scale them a bit. There we go. That's better. Cool. Getting somewhere, I feel. Okay, so the lid now just needs to come down. Sweet. And there is more of a gap between this, so that will probably model in the next video. How long have we been going so far? This has probably been going on for an hour and a half. Yeah, it has been. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I might change a couple of things before the next video. I might go back and just kind of redo these top ribs just because I want them to be a little bit thicker. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot that needs to be done. Yeah. It's getting there. It's at a good point so far. There's some minor adjustments that need to be made, but there's some minor things that need to happen. I might just kind of do some cleanup on it before the next video. That way we can just jump straight into modeling the hardware. These just are going to get kind of pushed out a little bit, and then I'll clean up some of this stuff. But otherwise, that's kind of it. Okay, so this has been quite a weird journey. There's a lot to Blender I still don't understand, and I am committing at this point to go through the entire process in Blender. I think we've decided that this is going to become kind of a series on this channel where I go through different pieces of software. And Blender's the first one just because it's as easily accessible and I can kind of just jump right into it. So we're going to go through the entire process, finish this whole thing. I just want you guys to remember I'm not switching softwares. I'm not changing what my channel's content is. I'm doing this because it's a fun video series that doesn't necessarily require me to write out huge lesson plans. And so for me, it's a little bit nicer to do some kind of experimental content like this. So just, again, I'm not changing software. Don't worry about that. But this has been interesting so far. I am committed to finishing this project through and through inside Blender. There's definitely some stuff I need to figure out and kind of change and work with, but I will do a little bit of that off screen. But here's your chance, right? If you don't want me to do that off stream, if you want me to, or off screen, if you want me to actually like do this on video, let me know in the comments. Help this video grow, help the channel grow. It's super, super helpful when you comment and you like and you share. So that's good stuff to do. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I know this ended up being a much longer video. Hopefully I can cut it down in the edit. But I will see you all in the next video, and you guys have a good one.